Daring Abroad in association with Equity PayPal.
Today we bring you the story of Agatha Gatumbi, a returnee who went to Bangkok, Thailand in search of a better life. But after a short stay there, Agatha made the painful decision to return home. Her experience daring abroad had resulted in frustration, disappointment, and a huge financial loss. I sat down with her at her shop in Juja, Kiambu County, as she shared her story.
I didn't want that sacrifice to go down in the drains. So I had to really work out things. I've already loved the country, I've loved the job, I've seen that I can maneuver, the jobs are there, but what about the visa?
Agatha Gatumbi is a teacher by training. She is a wife, a mother, a computer enthusiast, and an entrepreneur. She says her passion for business began when she was employed to teach computer studies in Gatundu.
The computer business, as a trainer, I started in my room, in my house, my own house, and then I saw the college growing until I went to Eldoret. So from 2003 to 2012, I've been having a college in the heart of Eldoret town, Komora Center.
Unfortunately for Agatha, in 2007, Kenya experienced tribal clashes, which forced her to abandon her business and move to Nairobi. This marked the beginning of her financial troubles.
That is when I had to come back to Nairobi, and I still moved on because I believe in myself. I carried on with the business for like a year, and then I had to close it. And after that, I've been in employment on and off, and I felt I was not very much satisfied.
Agatha felt that this lack of fulfillment in her career required some sort of change. So when the opportunity presented itself for her to go to Bangkok, Thailand, she didn't think twice.
There was a deal that came about in the year 2015 that they were taking conversation English teachers to Bangkok. They used the Thai language, so there was need for English teachers.
But this deal also required her to part away with a hefty sum of money that she did not have. She was, however, able to raise the finances through aid of her parents.
My parents were able to get for me the money. In fact, they sold a plot. I felt it's like a light at the end of the tunnel.
Signs of trouble began even before she left the country, with her expected salary being reduced from the equivalent of 412,000 shillings a month to 75,000. But this didn't deter Agatha, since the reduced amount was still more than what she was getting here in Kenya. She was determined to pursue a better and productive life for herself and her family, which she believed would be found in Bangkok.
Like any other Kenyan, I felt I needed to be productive, and I felt that I needed to unleash my potential. At the back of the mind, there was some fear. But I had to overcome it because I knew, after all, I'm going for greener pastures.
Armed with a positive attitude, she left for Bangkok in July 2015. But what she experienced as soon as she landed was not what she expected.
I can say I was in a shock because right from the airport, I was offloaded of my pocket money. Yes, by the agent on the receiving side.
To make matters worse, the school that Agatha was supposed to teach was not even in session.
They normally have 2 semesters actually, so I had to wait until August for the school to reopen. I actually didn't go to sign a contract.
Always the fighter, Agatha did not let this set her back, and soon she was working as a substitute teacher for a different school and was enjoying her stay.
I went to my first school. It is Watiai. It was called Watiai in Chonburi district in Thailand. I worked for 4 months up to November. I had a favor with the director, with the students, and that is the most important thing in Thailand. If you have favor with the children, if the children love you, if they enjoy, if they understand, then you are assured that you will have the job and your contract will not be terminated.
This was not the case for Agatha, who found herself jobless when her visa expired. She had been operating on a tourist visa that was valid for only 4 months. She had been waiting for her school to facilitate a working permit for her. This meant if she didn't get one soon, she would have to leave the country.
The government of Thailand made a decree that any black person, once your visa expires, because of the Nigerians who are involved in drug trafficking, so you had to go back to the country of your origin so that you can renew your visa. When I weighed that situation, I felt, no, this is not what I expected, because I had spent quite much.
On reaching out to her agency, they asked for an additional 150,000 shillings. But on payment, the agency still failed to process the documents for her.
So I had to work it out myself, because I knew if I don't do it, then I'm at a risk of going back. And at least I was enjoying my life in Thailand. I was working, I was productive.
This meant Agatha would have to choose between heading home or becoming an illegal immigrant. Find out the decision Agatha made right after the Miles Away segment.
Today on Miles Away, we focus on the Kingdom of Thailand. The country is ruled by King Maha Vajiralongkorn, who ascended to the throne in 2016. It has a population of over 65 million people and is the only country in Southern Asia not to be colonized by a European power. Its capital city is Bangkok. The country's most common religion is Buddhism. Thailand's currency is known as baht. 1 Thai baht is equivalent to 3 Kenya shillings. The currency also holds the images of some of Bangkok's most famous Buddhist temples. They include the Temple of the Emerald Buddha, Temple on the Mount, Marble Temple, and Temple of the Dawn. In Thailand, it is considered disrespectful to step on, throw away, burn, tear, or write on the Thai baht. This is because the currency has the image of the king. Similar to Kenya, Thailand is a leading exporter of agricultural produce, and that's miles away.
Agatha Gatumbi was faced with the possibility of deportation. Her visa had expired, and without a work permit, she would not get any other job. She decided to stay, and as they say, fortune favors the bold. Agatha found herself working for another school.
It's a miracle. I met an agent who was receiving teachers, even if their visas were expired. So that is when I received my second job.
Agatha was living the life of an illegal immigrant, which meant always looking out for the police.
The police were on our necks. Anytime even if you're checking out, you have to be on the look, because if you get a policeman, he will handcuff you. And then the next thing will be you are taken to court, and then the charges were very huge. So I decided in the month of March to stay indoors.
Agatha had managed to evade the police for over 3 months and was still able to work. But her luck was about to run out.
It came to April 2016. I don't have any amount to pay my rent, because my agency, when they take the teachers and employ them without visas, you don't have authority to report them if they deny you of your salary.
When she finally got evicted by her landlord, she decided enough was enough. She reached out to the Kenyan embassy, which connected her to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, who brought her home.
They topped up the money that I needed, and I had to travel back. They told me, once you travel back, just obtain the visa, then you can come back comfortably.
Agatha came back devastated. She did not know where to begin.
I didn't have an idea. I didn't even have the energy to look for a job, sincerely. But through a lot of counseling, I had to pick up the broken pieces and to start up with life again.
She says her family played an important part in her recovery.
I could see they were affected because they knew this one is a journey cut short.
Hatukujali, unajua pesa ni ya kutafutwa. Taka zilitumika, bora tu mtu akuje akiwa uhai.
High heels. Your size.
Despite all she had gone through, Agatha's entrepreneurial spirit was still intact. She started a business of selling shoes with the help of the International Organization for Migration.
Up to date, that is what I've been doing. I've been in the shoes business, and though the business is not doing well, as you can see, it is not doing well, it is actually low, but we have to keep on pulling through as we wait for something better.
She, however, does not regret going to Thailand.
In a way, I was enlightened because I saw business ideas which I could apply and do them in Kenya.
But to her, it would have been better if she had not gone to Thailand in the first place.
Maybe if I stayed in Kenya, where I am is not where I could be. Maybe I could be a step further in a business-wise.
And this is the advice she has for anyone thinking of daring abroad on our Diaspora Bite.
If you wish to travel, I insist again, if you wish to travel, do a thorough investigation of the country where you're going and make sure you have the correct documents so that you don't invest. You don't invest so much and then you get the returns is small.
Agatha is indeed a fighter who went to Thailand in search of success, but realized that her success is here in Kenya. And as she says, were it not for the post-election violence, she would not have gone there in the first place. Her story is one of perseverance and a lesson on the importance of peace and stability in a country. Standing in for Alex Chamwada, I'm Michael Zimanji.
PayPal is a faster, safer way to make and receive online payments. With the Equity Bank's PayPal withdrawal service, you can access funds received from anywhere around the globe. Even better, you can now withdraw funds from your PayPal account to your Equity Bank account at a reduced rate of as little as 1%. Visit Equity's self-service portal to link your PayPal account to your Equity Bank account today.